One. Welcome to episode 5 of Harmonized Hustle. I'm your host, Brian, and my co-host, the wonderful, lovely Jess. Yo, if you guys would have seen the setup, the behind the scenes to making this podcast, she wanted to rip my head off, and I was just...
Mr. Attitude, drama queen over
No.
there.
I didn't have an attitude.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Wow, okay.
No,
I don't know what that was then.
Yo, it's because, listen, guys, a lot of you don't know this, but I'm the one who has to set up the lights, set up the camera, set up the microphone, set up the laptop, make sure the sounds are good, make sure everything. This chick is on the bed and says to me, let me know when everything is done. Like, she's in her celebrity A-list celebrity dressing room, and she's like, yeah, just let me know when the lights are on so I can come on and just bless you in my voice. And I'm over here trying to figure out everything is okay, and she's just like, yeah, I'm the star of the show. I just and that's just so frustrating because I tell her, all right, we're ready. Then she says, oh no, wait, hold up, let me just go get a blanket. Oh wait, hold up, let me go get this. Then I say, hit record on the camera. Anyway, man, this is episode 5, and why do you keep doing that? What the hell's wrong with you?
Guys, I really thought that my husband would get my cues. You know, like they say, he should be here with your wife, and you should be able to read my mind through my eyes and my body language. So I'm over here putting my tongue on my tooth because this guy has something stuck in his tooth, and I'm trying not to
What is it?
say it. I have no idea.
Right here? I got it?
Let me see. Yeah, you got
All
it.
right, good. Hopefully the camera don't pick this up. But anyway, welcome to episode 5, guys. I know it's been a while. We keep saying this. I feel like this is just a repeated message that we keep giving you guys. But
who cares? Welcome back to episode 5. Let's get into it.
Let's just get straight into it.
Let's go. This is definitely going to piss some people off. So stay tuned.
Every time we say that, it pisses no one off.
This is definitely going to piss somebody off. This has been a trending topic on TikTok, on Instagram, on a lot of podcasts.
This is a red pill conversation.
Yes, for sure. And honestly, I don't care. I'm going to say what I feel and what I think, and I really don't care because I think people need to stop being delulu.
Tell them how you feel.
So the topic of conversation recently all over social media is it okay to go 50-50 with your partner? Should you go 50-50 with your partner? And what are your thoughts on going 50-50 with your partner?
Listen, everyone I know goes 50-50.
And what is your version of 50-50 too? Because I feel like a lot of people, like, the first reaction you get is absolutely not. And this is like what pisses me off, first of all. Like
it's all the single women that are saying
it's the
that.
women that are like, I would never. Okay, sis, if you would never, that's on you. That's fine, whatever. But when you stop being delulu, and we live in this world where unless your man's making 7 figures, let's be real, and you want a certain lifestyle, you're going 50-50. And when I mean 50-50, it's not like, oh, Venmo me, $50 because groceries was $100, or rent this month is $1,800, so you owe me, $900. Like, so cash at me, Venmo, that's not what I mean.
No,
that's not the 50-50 that I mean.
The 50-50 you're talking about is like when you're just doing life together, and although one person may make a little more than the other, you're still, investing in each other, and it's still like, hey, listen, whatever your finances are, whatever number you guys come up with, you're both pitching in, essentially. It's not like, all right, don't worry about it. I'll take care of everything. I'll take care of the bills. I'll take care of the rent. I'll take care of this. I'll take care of that. You just sit at home and look pretty and do whatever it is that you got to do, which there are some guys that are in that situation.
Which is great. I think if your man could do that and is in this, I was going to say could provide, allows you to do that, that's great. And if that's your situation where he covers all the bills and you get to do whatever you want with your money, or if you don't work and you stay at home, that's cool too. But to make it like a standard when women are out here looking for men and being like, well, you need to provide and you need to pay for X, Y, and Z and you need to cover all bases. Like, let's be real. We don't live 20, 30, 40 years back where a man could provide and it was normal for the man to go out and work and provide and pay all of the house bills and all bills at that. And the woman stayed home and took care of the kids. We just do not live in a society like that anymore. We live in such an expensive world where you really do need a 2 household income. And if you can live off of one income, that's great. And a lot of people do, but I think majority of the people that do are making a lot of sacrifices. So if you're the type of person that's like, well, I need him to provide for everything. Well, you know, unless your man is making like very high 6s, 7 figures, I'm not going to think, you know, he's paying all the bills and you're out on a yacht and he bees it. You know what I mean?
And for the most part, those guys, you're talking about the less than 1% of guys that are making that type of money, the 7-figure money, right? Mm-hmm. So really high 6-figure, close to 7-figure type of money, those guys are less than 1%. Mm-hmm. You are competing with thousands, even tens of thousands of women who are after those same guys. Mm-hmm. So if you want that lifestyle, if you want to sit at home, stay home, not work, have everything provided for you, have everything taken care of for you, and you mm-hmm. don't have to contribute financially to anything, then listen, those are your prerogatives. That's fine. But mm-hmm. you are also competing with a lot of women, and let's be honest, how many people do you know make 7 figures? Like personally, even like through a friend. I mean, those guys are they're usually very old. Mm-hmm. Not very old. I don't want to say very old, but they're older. In their 40s.
Yeah.
Right? It's very rare that anomalies are like these kids, these influencers, these streamers that are mm-hmm. like in their 20s mm-hmm. and 30s, whatever, right? But for the most part, generally speaking, they're in their 40s. Mm-hmm. They're older men. They're established. They're businessmen. They know what they got going on. So you're going to have to look at age range between 35 and up, mm-hmm. you know, if that's the type of lifestyle that you want to live. And if that's what you want to do, then that's cool, that's fine. But don't be out here telling all these other guys, you know, these blue collar workers and even these white collar workers that don't make that type of money, or even if they do make that type of money and they don't want to provide that lifestyle. Like, I know some people that make really, really, really good money, like mm-hmm. a lot of money.
Yeah, I know people that make a lot of money and they still want their partner to contribute.
Yeah, they're not like, hey, listen, you get a free ticket, you get a free ride. Mm-hmm. And listen, I respect that too. But
I think if you like the whole 50-50 thing, like if you want your husband to provide and you both have a mutual understanding and he's like, you know, I'll provide for everything. You stay home with the kids, you be a stay-at-home. That to me, like, absolutely. If that works for you and you guys are able to do that, absolutely. I'm not talking about those people at all. I'm not even talking about the men who truly want to provide. Let's say he already had a house and he was already paying those bills before you even got there. He just wants to continue to do that for you. That's great. I'm not talking about those women at all. I'm talking about the women who I've seen on a lot of podcasts, a lot of interviews that are like, well, I'm not paying, like, I expect the man to provide for everything and some, basically. Like, I want to live an extravagant lifestyle. And it's like, you are preaching and you are reaching like a lot of women and a lot of young women, and you're giving them like false hope, I feel like, because it's like you're reaching such young women and you're giving them this idea that like, well, yeah, this man has to provide. Like, you ever see those videos? This is normal. Like, this is normal. This is like, you should be able to find a man who can provide X, Y, and Z and can take you on trips and lavish lifestyle, and you shouldn't have to contribute to anything. And that is what pisses me off, because it's like, it's so unrealistic. Like we're not talking about the hardworking man who's trying to provide, but you're contributing in other ways, right? Like, so it's not 50-50. Maybe you're paying for little bills. Maybe you're not paying for bills. You're buying groceries, or maybe you're a stay at home. Like I said before, you're taking care of your kids, like that, money can't buy that, obviously. But I'm talking about the women who want a house over their head. They want designer this, they want trips that, and you're going on these all over social media and you're preaching to all these young women that this is all possible, and that pisses me off because it's like,
let me tell you guys something.
You're destroying this young community.
Okay, let me just tell you guys something. These young guys that are doing very well for themselves. I know of more. I would say that I don't know them. I know of them. Mm-hmm. And one of them is a trust fund baby, right? But he's got businesses that were given to him through his family. Mm-hmm. And young guy is trying to, I don't know if he is dating or if he's not, on and off, but provides almost everything for this girl that he's dating. And he's still, to this day, right now, mm-hmm. as we speak, is getting dogged. And when I say dogged, I mean he's getting played. Mm-hmm. So he's not only providing the lifestyle that most of these girls are talking about, mm-hmm. this girl is turning around and being like, yeah, I want better. I want more. So you have to understand, fellas, if she is not the one, and when I say the one, like everyone says the one all the time, but if she's not the person that this is going to be the mother of my children, and granted, this kid could be delusional and think that, but she doesn't obviously feel the same way about him. So she's playing him. So what I'm trying to say is it's easier to get played if you're a guy with status and money. It's way easier because you don't know what woman is trying to date you for your status or your money, or if she's trying to date you to get to know you because she genuinely likes you. So it just makes it that much harder. And if you think that these guys are going to be just, these guys in their 40s that have businesses and make a lot of money and have status and have established businesses, if you think that they're just going to throw away on a 27, 28-year-old, I mean, granted, some of them might, whatever. Mm-hmm. But if you think that they're going to wife you up, like, you have to know that's like it's a scary, not a scary, but it's a dicey game that you're playing. Mm-hmm. You're playing a very high risk game because, again, I believe women, if you want that type of lifestyle, this only applies to the women that want that type of lifestyle. You only have 4 quarters in the game, and your 4 quarters are in your 20s. Those are your 4 quarters. So if you start to reach the 30s, high 20s, early 30s, there's a good chance that these guys that you're after, that you want, that make 7 figures a year, they're not going to want you.
But this is like...
Would you agree, though, or
no,
would you disagree?
I do agree with that, but this is all going back to, like, you're planting a seed in these other women's head that these men are walking all among us, and that's so far from the truth. There's a very small percentage of those men that are out there. And are they out there? Absolutely. Are there men out there that are willing to provide and let you be a stay-at-home mom? Yeah, that too. But I think, like, being realistic and being upfront is, like, super important. We don't live in a society like where it's super attainable to not pay a single dime unless you're a previous homeowner, or your life was already established prior to your partner coming into your life. That is completely different. Yeah, like, you can move money around. You can obviously continue to provide. Now, if you're a young couple or a couple in your 20s, early 30s who are just starting out in life, it's going to be very difficult for you to just provide because of the expensive living that we're in, unless you are making an extremely very good living. I mean, let's be real.
And these, another thing too.
And I say it's difficult because it's like, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I say it's difficult because, I mean, this all goes back into the type of lifestyle you want to live. If you want to take trips and you don't want to have to worry about, you know, cutting here and cutting there. And also women, like, I feel like I hear it all the time. Your money's my money and my money's my money. And it's like, all right, well, let's just stop with that mindset. First of all, you equally contribute. I came from a household where money went into one pot and one pot only. So when I hear people like talk about my money is my money and your money is your money, like, no, that literally does not exist to me. It's never has. And that was something we talked about when we first started dating. I'm like, how do you, you know, see finances? Because to me, growing up, it was in one pot. You know, my dad always provided everything, big house bills. Like my mom would provide groceries and stuff like that. But, you know, like they knew that my dad was bringing in most of the money and he was paying mortgage, like electricity, car insurances, car payments, everything. And my mom's money was just kind of for the little things, but not once, not ever, you know, did my dad say like, oh, that's my money or that's your money. It all came into one melting pot. And when I say going 50-50, it's basically my money's going into our account, your money's going into our account. It's just we're both contributing equally. Maybe he puts more than I do. That I don't think it's about the number. I think it's just the fact that we're both putting in equal amount.
We're both contributing into the pot.
That to me is 50-50. Whether I put 1,000 or you put 3 or 10 or 15, it doesn't matter.
It's still contributing. So, but like you said, growing up, it was always 50-50. And when I say 50-50, it doesn't necessarily mean like, all right, we put the same amount of money into the pot. No, meaning contribution wise, we're both putting in what we can into the account. Mm-hmm. And growing up, that's how my parents did it, you know, and that's something that I think a lot of young couples or people that are just starting off and getting married, I think that's one of the topics that they should really dive into is just finances and seeing how, you know, and everyone does it differently. Everyone, whether it's like separate accounts, same accounts, whatever it is, the number doesn't matter. But however you want to do it, if you want to just not have it like that and just literally do 50-50, hey, rent's $2,000, you give me $1,000, I'll put the other $1,000. Mm-hmm. If that's how you want to do it, whatever. But at the end of the day, it just bothers me that the guys, the men who do provide that lifestyle where they don't pay for, you know, they pay for everything for their wife or their girlfriend, whatever it is. It gets me tight that they're not humble enough to be like, hey, listen, if you can't provide that right now, strive for that if that's what you want, you know? Mm-hmm. But instead they'll put young guys down that are fucking working 2-3 jobs that mm-hmm. are trying to provide for their family, and they make them feel less of a man because you can't pay all the bills for your wife or pay all the bills for your girlfriend.
And I think this is where social media plays a part.
And to be honest with you, you have trolls out here who make a living off, oh yeah, if you can't pay for it, you a sucker, you a bum, you a brokey. Well, let me break it down to you. The average man makes about $65,000 a year. So what you're basically saying is that if you make that type of money, you're a brokey, you're a bum, you're less of a man because you can't provide for your wife 100%. That's what I have the issue with, because mm-hmm. don't get me wrong. Do I one day do I strive to provide everything and have you just tell you, hey, listen, if you want to, you don't have to work. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. That's the plan. Can I right now? No. So at the end of the day, I don't feel less of a man. I don't feel inferior to anyone that can do that or can provide that type of lifestyle. I don't. You can say what you want to say. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of good guys out here that are working hard to get to where they want to be. Mm-hmm. And when they see people like that on the internet and, you know, talking about you're a brokey, you can't do this, you can't do that, then you're not a man. Honestly, I don't respect you. You're not coming from a humble place.
But that's where, like, but I don't hear a lot of men saying that. I have seen some men saying that.
Barely. It's always.
No, I'm saying I have seen men saying, like, you know, you should be providing, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. You know what I mean? But I feel like I don't really hear men say that so much. I think it's just, I've been seeing and hearing so many females, and I think it's so messed up that they're putting this image into other women's head. And then, you know, one, you have these women thinking that, like I said earlier, they walk among us everywhere. And then when they come again, like, when they come across an average man, you know, making an average salary, but could be such an amazing guy, could treat her the like most amazing she's ever been treated. They ex them. It's like they cancel them because of their finances or where they're at. They're an average, you know, blue collar worker. You don't make
enough money from me,
and that's so messed up.
So you're about to,
you're putting unrealistic, you know, expectations out there.
So you would rather take a chance on a dude that's got way more resources, way more status, and probably way more women. You want to take a shot at that guy instead of giving the shot at the guy who's genuinely a good guy, works hard, mm-hmm. has a good job, has aspirations for more. You're going to say, nah, I'm good. I want to go after this athlete or this entertainer or this celebrity or whatever it is, or this high-end, you know, earner. You want to go after that guy? Fine. Be my guest. But just know, you're not the only one that's competing, because those guys that are just getting sidetracked and saying, nah, you don't make enough money for me, those guys are eventually going to become the guys that you're going after. Mm-hmm. When he starts a business and he becomes successful, because he's only 25, and guys start to peak. And I'm not just saying this because I'm older. I feel like guys start to peak in their 40s, mm-hmm. mid 40s. So that same guy that you're exing and you're saying, no, next, mm-hmm. 25, 26 years old, he's still got 10, 15 years until he reaches his peak mm-hmm. financially. Mm-hmm. So you're going to ex him and just hop on the next guy who's already there, instead of just taking the chance. He's a good guy. He's striving for more. Mm-hmm. But yet you're just looking at it from a financial standpoint.
And I think, again, this all stems back to social media. You're seeing 100%. These lifestyle that these influencers are living. You're seeing things on Instagram and TikTok of people traveling the world, and, you know, they don't have to worry, and buying designer this and designer that, and, you know, all bills are being paid for. And it's like, well, these are the expectations. This is what's out there. And, you know, these women are telling you, well, you know, if he's X, Y, and Z, sis, there's better out there. Trust me, those men do exist. Well, let me break down to you. Those men do exist. You more than likely aren't going to be the only woman in their life. 1, 2, the good guys, the very good guys, the majority of them, I hate to break it to you, are average workers.
For the most part. I mean, that's not
to say that there aren't, you know, elite men out there making crazy.
Elite men, damn. She just put them on a pedestal.
No, I'm saying elite men out there making, you know, cuckoo bucks that aren't great men. I'm not saying that.
I know,
but I'm just saying. You get what I'm saying?
I'm just making fun of you because you said elite men.
Whatever.
No, listen, man.
You get it.
Listen, there's a lot of this. There's this stigma going around that I just don't subscribe to it. You don't either, and it's putting this like illusion that you shouldn't be with this guy because he doesn't make enough money, and it's all about money. And mm-hmm. if people want to use social media as the gold standard, then you have your priorities all jacked up, because
everything.
Let me just tell you something. Your favorite influencers are probably, you know, not just famous, but are probably well off because of if they have like a girlfriend or wife, it's most likely because of the wife. Mm-hmm. Let's just think, like, I don't want to name anyone specific, but just like a lot of these makeup artists, they're girls. Mm-hmm. And so what, you're telling me that their husbands feel inferior? Mm-hmm. They make way more money than them. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, man, it's not... Only broke people say this. Money ain't everything.
Oh my
Money ain't
God.
everything.
I know somebody in the comments will be like, they're just saying this because this ain't them. And
they're broke.
realistically, if you think that, I don't give a F.
Yeah, I really don't.
I really don't care. I just am tired of seeing these women go on social media and make these false expectations, like these, crazy expectations for these young women out here. And,
hey, man.
They look at social media as the end all be all.
So if we had a daughter, and she was, I'm trying to give an appropriate age where I feel okay with her dating. 24, right? She was 24. She was done with school. She's working. What type of advice would you give her as far as finding someone that she wants to settle down with and starting a family? Not at 24, but I'm saying just like if she wanted to seriously start dating someone, what type of advice would you give her?
Like as far as who I want her to find?
Yeah.
I mean, as a woman, I've always told Brian this, like, I want my daughter to be very independent, know that, raise me basically how my parents raised me. They've always told me be independent and make your own money, make a name for yourself. And if the man that you find in life brings more, fantastic. If he brings the same, that's great. But just be able to stand on your own 2 feet, be independent. Look for a man who's hardworking, who shows character, who's willing to lead in a relationship. Finance is not everything in the world, so don't go out here trying to live this lavish lifestyle and just go after a man, because he has money, or, because his family has money. No, at the end of the day, you're marrying one person, and that's the person that you're going to build a life with. That's the person that's going to raise your kids. And so make sure the person that you find, again, is a good guy, treats you right, brings everything to the table, knows how to hustle, okay, knows how to move and maneuver when things get rough, okay, because it's all sweet when they have money and they've been to the top, but do they know what it's like to be at the bottom? That's something my parents have always taught me. Do they know what it's like to start from zero? Because, life doesn't always go as planned, and one day you can have everything, the next day you can have nothing. And when you have nothing, is your husband going to know how to take your family out of the trenches? That's the character that you need to look for in a man. So it's not all about finances. It goes way deeper than that. So
it is. And I don't want to just sit here and say that finances isn't important, because it is. I mean, listen,
it is very, but
I wouldn't have been able to do the things that I've done so far in my life, thank God, if it wasn't for the position that I'm in. So I don't take it for granted, but I also understand that that it is important and it's something that we all need, but it's not the end all be all. But yeah, you're right. It's always better to be with someone who knows what it's like to get it out the mud, right? From like you're at the bottom and you were broke and you were working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, you were struggling, and you know what that struggle is. That struggle's real for you. You've seen your bank account and there was nothing in there. It's in the red. It's in the deficit, overdraft. And you're like, damn, I know what that's like. Some people can't relate to that, and that's fine too. But I think that it's always, it's ebbs and flow, man. Life is ups and downs. It's ups and
this
downs.
isn't like, go get a bum, whatever, like who isn't working. No, you want a good man who has a good job, who makes a good living. But I'm just saying he doesn't have to be out here making $4 or $5 million a year for you to be a stay-at-home mom and live this lavish lifestyle. He can be the average man making $70,000, $80,000. But if he shows you that he's a hard-working man and he is trying to do better for himself, that speaks volumes.
100%. And I got a hot take too. If you want that lifestyle, go out and get it.
Yeah.
If you're a woman and you want that lifestyle, it's so much easier today to become a millionaire. Like, just think of the different avenues of income that you can generate as a woman. And I'm not talking about that site where you pay for a subscription and you start sending and posting like explicit stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. But if you want to go down that route, that's cool too. Whatever. But I'm talking about just off of just social media, the internet alone, just the internet alone, the amount of money that you can make. And if you really want that lifestyle, you don't need to find a man to get that lifestyle. Like there's plenty of girls that you know, that you follow, that are fitness instructors or fitness fitness what do you call them? Gurus, not gurus, but like fitness trainers.
A lot of different entrepreneurs,
estheticians, makeup artists. Like there's so many avenues for these women to make money. Why do you try and find it in a man? Because at the end of the day, let's just be real. Let's say he selects you, he chooses you, and you don't have to worry about anything, right? You don't have a job, you're just relying on this man. In 5-10 years, let's just say it doesn't work out, and he leaves you. Now what?
Yeah, what are you going to stand on?
Let's say he hires. Like what are you going to rely on alimony? You're going to rely on the divorce, the 50-50? That's what you're going to rely on? Because I've seen it go left, and I've seen it not go in the woman's favor, where she doesn't get anything. She doesn't get half the house. She doesn't get
anything.
Nothing. So then you're going to be 40 years old, and you're going to be on the streets. And you're going to be with something younger.
I know.
Like, I don't know, man. Listen, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, don't give this false illusion that that's the type of man that women need to go after. And men, don't try and put other men down and say you a bum. You can't do this, you can't do that, and make them feel less of a man, because that's not cool either. You need to humble yourself. And all these people that are getting clout off that wave on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and all that,
it's corny.
It's
really corny. And this, like, just a little disclaimer, this is again not for people who, if your husband does provide everything, you're a stay-at-home mom, and that's your 50-50, that is absolutely fine. Yeah, being a stay-at-home mom is a job within itself. That 100%. Has nothing, like, I give you all the credit in the world. And if your 50-50 looks something like he pays for everything and you pay for the little things, or he pays for everything and you make up in other ways, and that's your 50-50, cool. This has nothing, like, this is not a personal attack on any of those people. This is just talking about the specific group of women that are coming out and saying that it ain't 50-50 over here, and he better pay for everything, and I want to live a certain lifestyle.
Having a nanny at home, having a chef at home,
doing this,
having a
and doing
cleaning
that.
lady at home, having rent paid or mortgage paid, having your cars, having an allowance. Those are the type of girls that we're talking about. Like, sis, I don't know what planet you're living on.
Yeah, just cut that, because that is, like, absolutely annoying. First of all, like, that's not realistic.
They're
and stop putting ideas in these young women's heads, because you're just ruining their future.
Love and Hip Hop, or all these shows. What's that other show you were watching? Not Love and Hip Hop. What's that VH1 show?
VH1.
Icon? Is it called Icon on VH1? No? What's the one with I don't know, man. Y'all watching too much reality TV shows. That's not real. It's just not real.
No, yeah.
What's going on with your hair?
What's going on? Oh, I am, like, guys, I got my blanket here. I don't got no makeup on, because your girl is, dermaplaning my face, and so you can't put makeup on or anything. So we're in the raw.
She said, "Call me when the lights are on and the camera's on." I had to set everything up.
Goodbye. Don't be a hater.
And she just pops out. Yeah. All right, we ready?
Because my 50, you do this. This is my 50 right here.
Yeah, this is our 50-50.
Anyway, stop doing that on social media. It's corny. It's over with.
They're gonna keep doing it.
It's whatever. And if you come across it, just keep scrolling, because it's.
I hope they take my face. I hope they take my face right here, and they just
make a meme.
Yeah, and they stitch it. They make a meme or do something. Make me go viral, because you're talking to somebody that doesn't give a at all. And I've lost that F. That F has been lost for years now. Before I used to care. I used to care about what people thought, whatever it said, and now. Talk to me now, please. Make me go viral. Call me a brokey. Call me a brokey. I'll show you.
Whatever.
I'll show you guys.
Whatever.
I'll
Just
show
tired
you
of
mean
seeing
guys. Call me a brokey.
Just tired of seeing these crazies on socials.
Yo, man.
Stay tuned for our next video. I'll be doing a reaction video.
Next episode, which will come out 2025, we're gonna do behind the scenes footage, so you can see the frustration that goes on in this one-man studio. This is a one-man studio. I call it a one-man studio because I'm the only one that sets everything up again, like I said before.
For the 8th time.
For the 8th time. I like to take credit.
Brian loves to take credit. And he will take credit 8,000 times for the one thing that he did. It's like, all right, dude, we've heard you for the millionth time. Can you just shut up?
Sometimes I amaze myself. I've never... I mean, this is simple stuff, right? But I don't know. I know some people that are like, yeah, I can't deal with all this. I'll just ask someone else to do it. Mm-hmm. I learned all through online.
What's wrong with my hair? It looks crazy.
No, it doesn't look crazy. It looks fine. Anyway, guys, this is going to be our 5th episode, and we started this in the beginning of the year. We should be on like episode 20. We had a little bit of a setback.
Who cares?
We're going to stop talking about it. We're just going to start.
I told you about that.
We're just going
to go with the flow.
We're just going to go with the flow.
Anyway, stay tuned for our next episode. Like I said, we're doing a reaction video to something. Stay tuned.
We are?
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is. What is it?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. All right. See you later.